In one of my last videos, I mentioned a couple of games in one of the earlier PS5 showcases that haven't released yet. One being Pragmata, the other being the game we are talking about today, Little Devil Inside. Even though we have gotten more information and gameplay from this title than Pragmata, it's still questionable if the game will ever come out. Let's go ahead and jump into it. Back in 2015, a Kickstarter was launched for Little Devil Inside, an action-adventure role-playing game with survival elements about a professor who goes out and hunts mysterious and supernatural things. In it, you'll have to gather food, manage equipment, and deal with whatever is thrown your way, via dialogue choices or events that happen in the world. With plans to be released on Steam, Xbox One, PS4, and the Wii U of all systems, the Kickstarter would go to reach a funding of 306,000 Australian dollars, going over the initial goal of 250,000. There would be frequent updates on the Kickstarter page, albeit a bit inconsistent from 2015 up until the PlayStation Showcase in 2020, where it was announced it would be a console exclusive. The trailer was short, explained nothing, but it was funny, interesting, and showed promise. And then silence. One could assume this was because they were cooking and getting ready to launch, but with no confirmation, or release date, all we could do is wait. The PS5 trailer definitely put more eyes on the game, but becoming more popular isn't always a blessing, as it received a bit of backlash from the tribal characters showcased in the trailer. The design featured characteristics similar to blackface used in minstrel shows, and people weren't happy about it. The devs issued an apology and said they would change the designs, and that was the end of that. So it was like a little small controversy there that happened, and then people kind of forgot about it and forgot about the game. Fast forward to October of 2021, and we get blessed with another trailer in the PlayStation Showcase for that month. In it, we get a bit more gameplay and an explanation of what we can expect. We see the main character traveling on the road, meeting NPCs, and getting an idea of how we can interact with them, how we have choices to handle certain situations, and a bit more. I guess it was to let people know, hey, there is an actual game here. Even though they have been silent towards the backers, the end of the trailer showed release year of 2022, and then we were hit with silence again. They love this silence. This time, the silence was a lot longer. PlayStation Showcase came and went with no additional news on the game, and those interested were left wondering if the game was stuck in development hell. February 21st, 2024, about 2.5 years later, we get an update titled Despite All, with new gameplay footage attached. It says, "Dear all, began with the dream of two brothers you supported. We became a team, then grew into a company and tried many hands to make light work. Along the way, in all efforts to making a great game, many great people have come and gone, people with respectable but different purposes and pursuits. In sharing these differences and thoughts, we were sometimes touched and moved and sometimes in conflict. We are responsible for not being able to embrace the differences. And of course, sincere apologies to you all. So now we're back to a smaller, bonded team with a single common purpose, just to make a great game. And all of our core founding and starting members still here with the duty and conscience to fulfill what we set out to do. We know this doesn't and shouldn't justify for all the delays and lack of news, but we're still here, have been and always will be, equipped with one tide-turning fact: having gone the long way around, we are stronger, much stronger. We have genuinely started discussions regarding publishing, and once this clears out, hopefully we'll be able to answer what everyone wants to know. Here, we've just strung together a series of gameplay clips representative of what we have been working on in the UE5 engine." So the gameplay footage here that we have on the screen, and I think actually looks pretty cool, pretty good. Still look like a fun game that people want to be able to play. Looks a lot better than the old footage, but we still have no release date or time frame for when that's going to come. The studio grew a bit larger thanks to the increased budget, but there was a conflict within the team. Dropping down to a smaller team shouldn't have been an issue, and I wonder what that conflict could have been. Maybe they wanted to get the game out a bit faster, and the original team wanted to use UE5. We've seen a lot of game delays attributed to switching over to UE5. It's something that I don't think really makes sense. People were interested in the game before UE5, and UE5 doesn't automatically make something fun to play. It also seems that the deal with Sony has fallen through, with the mention that they have started discussions regarding publishing, since you would have thought that PlayStation was the publisher before. Another update came on April 3rd of 2024, saying that there would be periodic updates of things worked on in the past and showing us how a sword upgrades. Both of these updates were met with mixed reactions. Some backers were happy the game was still being developed, while others were not so happy with the constant delays, lack of information being shared, and no release date in sight. And that is the last we've heard of them. So let's place your bets now. When do you think Little Devil Inside will actually be released? Put your guesses in the comments, and I'll gift the subscriber closest to the date a copy of the game on release. So don't forget to subscribe, hit that like button, and until next time, I'll see you in the game.